Hi, I'm Ryan. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Google Calendar step by step, from creating events to adding reminders, repeating schedules, and keeping everything organized. This video is going to cover it all. So let's get into it. To begin with, let's go and open a browser and go to calendar.google.com. Now, immediately when you get to this page, you may be asked to either create a Google account or sign in to your Google account. And once you do that, this is what you'll see. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set the appearance of this to dark. We're going to do that by going up here to this gear icon. That's the settings menu. Click that and go down to appearance. And then we have some options here. I'm going to select dark and then hit done. Alright, so now we are in Google Calendar. What are we looking at here? So let's start in the upper left hand corner. We've got our Google Calendar logo. Then to the right of that, we've got a button that says Today. So let's say that you've looked forward in your calendar 3 or 4 months and you want to get back to today. All you have to do is click this button and it will take you right back to today. These buttons that go to the right and to the left will go to the next week, to the previous week, back and forth like this. Okay? This magnifying glass allows you to search for things within your calendar. Say you had specific appointments with a specific individual. You can search for that individual's name or the appointment type right here. So that's helpful. This will get you help. This will get you into settings. But now here's where we start getting into the actual calendar itself. This allows you to toggle between a day view. So here we're looking at only the day, a week view, a month view, which I like a lot, the year view, or your specific schedule, or the next 4 days out. So let's stay with a week, because natively that's what Google Calendar opens up with, is the week view. So you can change your view right there. Okay, so now right here, this is switch to calendar and switch to tasks. We're going to come back to this because this is really, really helpful, but just keep in mind that this is right here, switch to tasks. So now that's the top row. Let's now go over to the left side of the screen. We've got the create button, which we'll come back to that here in just a moment because we're going to spend a lot of time there. And below that, we have a simple calendar where we can click around. And it will take us to the indicated week if we click into a different week. And to go back, we can just hit this button here, and it will take us to the previous month. Click on the day, and we're back on today. Okay, so maybe we want to search for specific people that we have appointments with. We could do that here. By clicking in this box and then searching for their name or their email address, it will show us events tied to that individual. So that can be very, very helpful. Or people that we can add to events. Booking pages, again, we're going to come back to that here in a few minutes because that's a really helpful tool, but just keep in mind that's here. Now below that, you'll see my calendars and other calendars. So actually, let's switch this to month view, and this will better explain what these mean. So within Google Calendar, you can add other calendars worth of events into it and combine different calendars. So for instance, let's say that you've got a work Google Calendar that you use at work, where you list different appointments that you have, meetings, so on and so forth. But you also have a separate family events calendar that you share with your family. So in that calendar, you've got family dinners, you've got vacations, you've got anniversaries, things of that nature. You can combine them into one calendar and view those events all in one area. So in this situation, let's say that these events were family anniversaries or family get-togethers, and we're at work and we've got none of those coming up. So we don't need to see those today. We can simply toggle those on and off. And that way, when we need to see them, we can see them. We can toggle them on, we can toggle them off, depending on where we are that day. So it allows your calendar to be flexible and to show you the events that only you need at this time. So we can add those calendars by clicking this plus sign here and then create a new calendar. So at this point, we've looked at the top of the screen, we've looked at the left side of the screen, we've gotten a good feel for it, but now we need to figure out how to create an event. And that's right here, this big create button. We left click that. Now we have a few options here. We have event, task, and appointment schedule. Let's keep it simple and start with event. Okay, so first things first, we're going to add a title. So let's say that this is a doctor's appointment. So we're going to keep this as event. We'll look at task and appointment schedule later. Now we need to set the date of the appointment. Click that. Let's set it for tomorrow. Okay, so it's automatically going to move to the side and show me what I've got going on tomorrow. And now we need to set a time. So I'm going to set it for, let's say, 9 a.m. And we're going to set it to 9 to 10 a.m. That sounds good. Now, some events only take a specific amount of time, like this may take an hour, but other events may take all day. Say you're spending the day with your family, for instance. If you click all day, it's going to show up as taking up that whole day rather than a specific amount of time. So that's an option that you have as well. Then there are some events that repeat. Say it's a monthly doctor's appointment. Then you can choose to set it to repeat. Weekly on Monday, daily, monthly on the second Monday, or you can set it to custom, where you can set it to repeat on the days that you want it to. So the next option that you have is to add guests. So let's say that you had a specific business lunch set up and you were going to be talking to one of your colleagues and you would like to invite them to join you on this lunch. What you could do is simply click in this box and then add their email address, and then they would get a notification of the event in their Google Calendar. So that way they would know when it is and who it's with. So we can add guests that way. The next thing that we can do is add a Google Meet video conferencing to our event. So let's say that we're having a work meeting with individuals from around the state or around the world, whatever it may be. We can simply add that into our event, and then if we add the guests to it, then not only are they going to know about the event, but they'll have the Google Meet video information as well. So that can be very, very helpful. But in this case, this is a simple doctor's appointment. And what could be helpful is to know where the location is. Let's say it's a doctor's office we've never been to before, and we don't want to forget where it's at. We could simply add the location right here, and then we could check Google Calendar on our phone the day of the appointment, and that can help us to get there. Below that, we can add a description or a Google Drive attachment. So maybe there are specific points that we need to keep in mind about this doctor's appointment. Maybe we had a few questions for the doctor that we wanted to bring up, so we can add a description, put all of our questions down here, and we've got them. So we can add a description, but we can also add a Google Drive attachment. So let's say that we have a meeting planned, and there's a specific PDF that we need for that meeting. Well, we can simply add it here. We upload it to our Google Drive, and then click this and add the link here. That way, when the meeting comes up, we've got everything in one place. Finally, below that, we've got who created the event, and we've got some more information. So if we click it, we can see a little bit more about it. So for instance, who created it? We can see what the day is like. Is it a busy day? Is it a free day? We can also see the visibility of the event, whether it's public or private. Sometimes we just want events to be private and we don't want anyone else that we share our calendar with to see them. Now below that is something very, very important. the notification. Sometimes we need reminders for these events. I know I do. Natively, it's set to 30 minutes before the event will be reminded, but sometimes we need more leeway than that. So if we click that, we could set it to 1 day before it starts. We can set it to custom. We could even set it to when the event starts, we'll get reminded. So we have some flexibility there, but that's a very important thing to remember. So now you'll see that that event that we've been creating is right here, February 9th at 9 a.m. When we click on it, it will show up. So now we see that it's a doctor's appointment, Monday, February 9th, and Google was smart enough to add a picture up here for us too to help us remember it. We can invite others via a link if that would apply to the event. If we need to edit it for some reason, say the date change or the time changes, then we can click this button and it will take us back to that full page where we can edit the event. Or maybe the doctor's appointment was canceled. We can just delete the event here. Or if we need to email the event to someone else, let's say that someone is going to be coming with us and giving us a ride, we can click this button, email the information to them, and that way they'll know where it's at and what time. This button gives us a few more options for the event itself, such as printing out the event, duplicating the event, so on and so forth. And now you have successfully created your first event within Google Calendar. Very, very good job. And here's 2 pro tips for you. If you right-click on the event, you can color code the event so that way you can keep them more organized, visually differentiate them that way. And also, if you need to move the event around, you can just left-click and hold and then drag it to the next day if for some reason it was postponed. And just as a quick pause, if you're new to tech and this is helpful, please consider subscribing. I like to make step-by-step videos like this to help beginners feel more confident in whatever journey they're taking through this world full of tech. It'd be great to have you on the journey. Now back to the video. Now remember when we looked at the top of the calendar view, there was this button over here that said switch to tasks. And then when we had the create button open, it said create a task. Well, sometimes we need a simple to-do list. Maybe there's not a date attached to something we need to do. We just don't want to forget something. So what you can do within Google Calendar is you can switch from calendar view to tasks view. Google Tasks is a simple to-do list program that's integrated within a lot of Google's different apps. So it's very, very simple, very, very streamlined. So let's say that we add a task and I need to take out the trash. I keep forgetting it. I don't want to forget it. And let's set it for about the 10th. I want to remember to take out the trash on the 10th. Okay, so now when we do that, we can add some details to it if we want. We can set it to repeat if we want, if we really want to get granular about it. But then when we go back to calendar view, it will show up in our calendar. So now we know that on the 10th, I need to take out the trash. And then when we're done, we hover over this little circle, click it, and then it's done. So they integrate very, very well within each other. Let's have one more example. Let's add a task, and this time let's not add a date to it. We just need to file that paperwork. Sometime we need to do it, and there it is. There's no date attached to it, but it's just a simple to-do on our to-do list. So it won't necessarily show up within our calendar unless we put it for a specific day, but on our tasks view, we have it here as a simple to-do list. And then when we're done, we simply click the circle and it's done. And now that we've completed that task, it will show up within our completed section, and it will even show the date that we completed it. Now there's one final thing that we have not talked about, and that's booking pages, or under create, appointment schedule. They're essentially the same thing. If we click appointment schedule, this is what we get. Now what is this? Well, let's say that you have a business, say you're into consultation or people have appointments with you, And they would like a block of time to know when they can schedule an appointment for themselves. Let's say that you have Monday through Friday, 9 to 12, and then 1 to 5 available. And you would like to send this to them, and then they can pick their own time. You can do that within Google Calendar. So let's see how. Bookable appointment schedule. Let's just say appointments. How long do you want each of the appointments to last? Well, we can set it to an hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes. Let's keep it to an hour. So here's our general availability. So these are the times that is available to them where they can schedule themselves on their Google Calendar. Okay, so let's say Monday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then we're going to add another period to this day. It's like that. And then 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, so now you can see on the calendar here, we've got this block of time. We take time for lunch, and then we've got this block of time. Now, if we want that same schedule every single day of the week, we can click this button here, copy time to all, and now every day of the work week is just like that. Below that is scheduling window. How soon in advance do we need that appointment to be made? What window do they have? It could be 60 days. It could be 4 hours, but that's up to us and what works with our schedule. We can change a specific date's availability here. Hit next. So now on the next page, we can add where and how to meet. It can be a Google Meet conference, an in-person meeting, a video call, add a description, a booking form. We can get pretty granular with it. And we hit save. Now all of those different slots fill up our calendar. And then if we click one, then we can see who has accepted an appointment or booked an appointment during that time frame. We can toggle that on and off under booking pages. Click these 3 dots. We can hide from calendar if we wish. We can delete it. We can preview. We can edit. Another thing too that we can do is we can copy the link. So all of those individuals that are wanting to make appointments with us, we can copy this link, email it to them, and then they can pick the day and the time that they want. And that will show up immediately in our calendar. And before we close out the video, if you would like some extra beginner help, I have simple guides, references, and cheat sheets linked in the top comment. They're there if you need them. So what all have we went through in this video? With Google Calendar, you have a lot of flexibility. It really gives you the control to organize your life how you would like. And you can access this from your computer, and you can access the same calendar from your phone. You can also have a simple to-do list within your Google Calendar, which makes it very, very useful. Google Calendar is very, very useful, and I hope that this video helps you to understand its possibilities even more so. Thank you for joining me on this video. I hope to see you soon. I'm Ryan, your tech guide, and I'll see you on the trail.